The first thing you need to know is that nothing about this night felt routine until it happened. A single flash of pace, a sliver of space, and the game that had been grinding in Bilbao for 70 minutes turned in 36 seconds. Arsenal had been tested, pushed and prodded at the San Mamés. Athletics players charged forward with the crowd behind them, and for long stretches the Gunners looked like a side, trying to solve a puzzle rather than impose themselves. Victor Gyökeres and Alejandro Berenguer caused problems, tackles were heavy, and the script read like a hostile European welcome. The kind that separates experience from expectation. Yet when Mikel Arteta reached for his bench, he didn't fumble for a slow reset or a cautious change. He pulled two players who had refused to let the night drift away. Gabriel Martinelli stepped on and, within 36 seconds, sprinted, received, and finished with the kind of directness that forces managers to reconsider entire game plot. The ball from Trossard, precise, weighted, met Martinelli's run, and in a heartbeat the scoreboard shifted, but more importantly the momentum shifted with. That single moment was a concentrated proof of concept. Arsenal's summer investment had bought them more than names on shirts. It had bought options, match winners waiting to be unleashed. From that strike, everything loosened for the visitors. Martinelli's goal wasn't just about finishing, it was about intention. He showed the pace and decision-making that had been talked about all summer, but not always seen in consistency. Minutes later, his movement and willingness to carry the danger created the second. Trossard, sharp and composed, took the chance that Martinelli had carved out and squeezed it home to seal a 2-0 result. The psychology of those two interventions cannot be understated. For Arteta, who has repeatedly argued that a deeper squad was non-negotiable for success across competitions, the night served as a validation. You could point to the new faces in the starting 11, to the club's heavy summer spend, or to training ground promises about rotation and resilience. But the simplest metric was the result and the way it was achieved, through players who can change a match in a heartbeat. There are also immediate aftershocks. Eberechi Eze's recent form and starting preference on the left had been a talking point before kickoff, and Martinelli's lightning return to the spotlight raises selection questions that will hound Arteta in the days ahead. Which players now start? Who becomes the super sub? And how does a coach balance form with the tactical needs of a long season that includes both domestic fights and European nights? Those are not abstract coaching dilemmas. They are the kinds of problems managers want because they mean options. For the squad itself, these late decisive contributions lift morale, shift dressing room dynamics, and send a clear message to rivals. Arsenal are no longer a one-plan team. They have game changers on the bench and a manager willing to summon them when the stakes demand it. Critics might say the performance earlier in the match highlighted vulnerabilities. That Athletic created chances and that Arsenal were stretched and they'd be right to a point. But football is a series of moments strung together, and on nights when the needle seems stuck, a single act of brilliance can reorient the whole calendar. This was one of those acts. For supporters, the win is both pragmatic and symbolic. 3 points in Europe and a glimpse of the depth that could carry them through a congested schedule. For Arteta, it is a reminder that his overhaul is starting to pay dividends, and that selection headaches are the kind of luxury challenges clubs with genuine ambitions must manage. As the team flies back from Bilbao, the headlines will focus on the goals and the 36-second miracle. The subtext, that Arsenal now possess the bench to compete on multiple fronts and the tactical boldness to use it, might be an even more dangerous message to the rest of the continent.